Good evening. It's time for Christian Talk Live. The time right now is 12:03 p.m. and it is the 21st. Let's see. #21st of October 2016. Hope you enjoy. Well, good morning or good evening, whatever time it is with you. If you remember that this show is done by me, the founder, owner, and DJ of the Jesus Heart Radio, and also I am the pastor of the Christian Hearts Christian Fellowship online ministry. Now I want to talk to y'all today. I've been noticing that there's a lot of preachers and a lot of pastors that have not been pretty much set up front to where people could talk about them. People could say that they were good guys and that they did something good. So I try my best to make sure that the things I do on here reflect the image of there's preachers, teachers, and doctors and lawyers and all that. All they want to be is like a real life Ben Matlock, a real life. Even though I know I've heard some cussing out of Ben Matlock's mouth. But I mean, the attitude of a Perry Mason and all that. You know, like, hey, I'm trying to give you a moral message about right and wrong, good and bad. But see, we take it to heart that we don't want to talk about those things. And if we prayed hard enough, we would see what God had for us to do about us, not someone else. I'm sorry that you take it to heart the wrong way, that we are not doing what we're supposed to do. But I tell you something. When you listen to this station, you will only hear clean stuff. If you want to cuss on here, go find someone else that'll let you cuss. Because I don't allow cussing. And I don't allow you to think that it's a wonderful thing to cuss up a storm. I've seen too many people in this world coming in and out of the world thinking that the best way to talk was a foul word every minute. And I tell you, that ain't it. And you people that believe that doing this clown stuff is real, it's important to be a clown, yes. But do it for the children. Do it for the adults and the kids that like it. Don't act like you got to be that one person that does it because you want to scare the daylights out of everybody. I mean, I don't understand all this stuff about where you come up with, hey, I think I'm going to do something spooky. And I'm going to do something scary and scare the whole entire world. And then when they're peeing on themselves, then I'll laugh. You think peeing on yourself's funny? You think making people pee on themselves is funny? I don't think so. You got a long way to go thinking that you can just say what you want to say and it's supposed to be fine and dandy. It's not fine and dandy. But I don't know. And then I understand that what do you think about these companies that they'll tell you in the mail, when you open the mail, and you see in the mail where they say things like, hey, you just won a car, or you won something, or scratch this off and see if you won something, or whatever. And you go to find out about it after you've done scratched it off. There was one time, and they promised to be one of these companies where it was a car company. It was actually a dealership. It wasn't an actual factory or nothing. It was a dealership, basically. You know, just plain out people working together to sell cars, that kind of thing. A dealership. And I'm not for sure what brand they were selling. But anyway, they made a deal and they set it up and put it in your mail saying if you done what they said, you could get a chance to get a lottery ticket or lottery tickets, and you could win a car. Okay, the story goes as from some sources, which I will not name because, like the saying goes, you're doing this to protect the innocent. You're just making a point here. There was some sources that had went up there to get their, well, they said lottery tickets, and the lottery was more like to win something from that dealership. But when you got there and tried to tell them what they were there for, they would say that it was a misprint and that it didn't say 2 lottery tickets, it meant 1. Or lottery tickets with an S on it. So you're trying to tell me you're going to put something down in print on a advertisement, send it in the mail, and then you're going to turn around and be like, after you done sent it in the mail, you're going to turn around and then deny what it said when your people that you sent it to, when they come to claim their reward. So I want to ask you a question, folks. How do you sit there and how do you live your life telling people that they've won something? That's the first thing you done. Then second thing is that when you told them what they won, then you turn around and made it look like that after you done told them what they won or what they could get. Like, for instance, say if I was running a car lot and I sent you a flyer or a information in the mail saying that if you come down to the store and tell us that you got this ad in your mail, then you're eligible for 2 lottery tickets, or if not 2 lottery tickets, you say lottery tickets. So say you go down there to redeem those tickets. You get there and they tell you, no, you get 1 ticket. And they say, well then, if I'm supposed to get 1 ticket, why does it say 2? Oh, it's a misprint, I say. And then you tell me, no, it's like this. Whether it's a misprint or on purpose, if it's on this information you send in the mail, then you ought to honor it. Finally, they honor it, but they don't want to. Hold on here, I need to take a drink. All I drink is anything the Lord says, even coffee. But story goes, my point to the story is, if you run a company and you put in the mail of every American or every Australian or every Canadian or anyone in the world, if you take a country and you put in their mail boxes that you're having a deal where if they come down to the store where you're selling these cars at, that they're eligible for lottery tickets. And if they scratch those lottery tickets off and win something, then they have to redeem what they won at the actual store that sells those cars, where that deal came from. So you go down to the car lot where this lottery tickets are supposed to be given out to those that come up and prove that they have gotten this thing in the mail. You get there and you tell them about it and they say you get 1 ticket. Well, that ain't what it says on the flyer here in the mail. It says you come down here at this here dealership and you get 2 lottery tickets. And now you say 1. So it's false advertisement. A person will turn around and say, okay, like, I forget how long ago it was, and I'm not trying to repeat myself. Sometimes I have a bad thing about saying things, and when it don't sound right to me, I will say it again until I feel comfortable with it. But anyway, story goes, sometime either this year or last year, there was a town within a county and a state that had put out in the mail some letters, and the letters was basically stating that if you go to their dealership in that town, in that county, in that state, and you talk to them, you will be eligible for lottery tickets. And when you scratch offs, if you win, then whatever you win, you will have to redeem it at the exact dealership in that town, in that state, in that county that you purchased those tickets from. Purchasing meaning you went up there and told them that you got their letter in the mail. So after you, step 1, got the letter in the mail, step 2, read the letter and found out it said to go to that dealership. Step 3, you went to that dealership. Step 4, by going to that dealership, you were eligible for lottery tickets because you got that letter in the mail, but yet they tell you you only get one. So tell me exactly, where does it say I'm supposed to run a car lot? My car lot sends you a letter saying that if you go to my car lot, I will give you some lottery tickets, and that those are scratch-off lottery tickets, and that if you scratch them off and win something, then I will give you what your due reward, because it was me that did the deal. Okay, say you get down there and you find out, where's the two I promised? No, it's one, I'm saying now. False advertisement. I've heard of companies saying that they'll make you pay so much for something, get there, find out it's a different price than what they said in the advertisement. They got it that way. I've seen companies say that you get all these things you're supposed to have. You get all this here packages and everything from like satellite or cable company, and then next thing you know, when you get all that, next thing you know, that satellite or cable company has now said that if you have to downgrade any of your programming, you will lose a promotional deal that you were on that you never knew you were even on to start with. And then when they go to telling you what you did or didn't do to your service, so you'll know what's causing the bill to be up, you still don't know what's going on, because their jargon or their language talks to you in a form of, I didn't do nothing different to the service except for the times that you remember. Because they're talking as if you had done it at a time period in history when, basically, I'll give you an example. You may have had every detail of every situation you went through with that cable or satellite company, but yet they'll try to tell you what you did with them as if you done it recently. So you start thinking, what? Then it goes back and says, oh, they just told me everything that I do remember doing with them, but they told it in such a way to where I couldn't remember if it was recent or past. I don't know, folks. We're getting to the point now where companies are getting to the point where they want to say, all right, I've heard of people going into a store being irate because they had to pay on a bill that they didn't mind paying the bill, but they wanted to pay it where they could afford to pay it, not be broke when they got through. And it hurt their feet. It hurt people to think there are folks out there who make a lot of money, make good amount of money, and they don't do what God. God. There are people out there that do what you say. They make money either if they need it if they need disability, like SSI disability, or if they need a job. They get what they need, and they use it like you say. But then there's the business owners that don't listen to God's business plan. I mean, God was doing Dave Ramsey's job before he came on the scene. So basically, God was the financial advisor in Business Wiz before there was financial advisors and business whizzes. And God had the ultimate plan for the businesses in this United States and in the whole entire world. But a lot of folks rather go by their own plan, and they end up charging you more than God told them to charge you. God could tell someone to charge you. God could say, charge that man a penny. No, they'll charge you 5 cents. They're like, whoa, I didn't say charge him 5 cents. I said a penny, God says. So God got mad about it. So what I'm getting at is, if God gave you a blueprint of your business, why are you not going by what God said? God's blueprint says how to run your finances, how to run your company, how to run all these things. Do we listen to business planner God? No, we want to listen to ourselves. So I have to tell you, folks, when you start sending out things in the mail saying, I'm a car dealership, and if you come to me with this letter saying that I owe you 2 or 1 lottery ticket, then I must honor what is said on there when you come. Not this mess about, I will send you something in the mail that says I owe you 1 or 2 lottery tickets at my dealership, And then when you get to my dealership, I say, nope, I owe you 1, not 2, even though it says 2. Because it's a typo or a messed up situation. Really, folks? I mean, that just gets me when companies will turn around and do... I mean, a lot of companies that send you a bill, all right, a lot of times they will send you a bill stating what you owe them, and then it turns out one day it's reasonable price, the next day unreasonable, and you can't figure out what rose it up. And then when you get through, you're like, wow. So, in other words, I want to tell you something, God and Jesus. I love you, and I want y'all to know I love y'all. And I hope y'all have a good day, and God bless you.